Everyone, this is Ben Huey with Secure-Centric, and today we're going to talk about CMMC, provide some clarity on what's happening in this space. There's been a lot of noise around it, different levels, changing timelines, more requirements, less requirements, and for many organizations supporting the defense industrial base and its supply chain, all this talk has created more confusion than clarity. So in this video, we're going to keep it simple. We'll avoid the technical deep dives and sales pitch. We're going to cover the fundamentals of what CMMC is, who it applies to, and the kind of data that it is designed to protect. Because whether you realize it or not, if you have DoD, DoW contracts, CMMC may already apply to you. So let's start at the beginning. What is CMMC? CMMC is a certification framework with NIST 800-171 underpinning it, and it is a standard for safeguarding government data across the defense industrial base and its supply chain. Really, as it relates to securing data, sensitive data, in non-federal systems. The goal is to protect FCI, which is federal contract information, and CUI, which is controlled unclassified information. And we'll get into some more details on that in the upcoming slides. CMMC is about consistency, not perfection. Our goal is to provide repeatable security practices, processes, and a sound understanding of where the data resides and thrives within your network. Remember, CMMC is not a product and it's not a one-time audit. So, who needs CMMC? CMMC applies to contractors, it applies to suppliers and suppliers within your supply chain, really anyone who is in possession of, stores, or transmits FCI or CUI, regardless of that company's size. This applies to primes and subs. So the primes are responsible for ensuring that the subcontractors meet their appropriate level of certification. And this is all based on what's in your contract. Know what's in your contract. It is not an automatic mandate, but it is triggered by a specific clause or clauses within your contract with the DoD or DoW. Specifically, DFARS 252, 204, 7012, which is the primary DFAR contract language that we see in regards to CMMC. And some contracts today, they are looking for organizations to have assessments already scheduled, and that will continue to trickle into new contracts moving forward. And remember, there's a lot of back and forth here, but CMMC is not optional if your contract already requires it. If that contract has been signed and approved and is given to your organization through a win or a bidding process, you may be on the hook today. Please, please, please read those contracts. So, what are FCI and CUI? FCI is federal contract information, as mentioned previously. This is really tied to level 1 basic requirements, as they're referred to. And this may contain non-public information or data that is generated for the government under that particular contract. There are a few examples here, but a lot of times smaller organizations that are not receiving technical data or drawings can fall into this. It is paramount that you understand what you are contractually obligated to protect. And if it's just FCI, then level 1 basic is where you need to focus. If that extends to CUI, that may include CAD files, engineering drawings, design specs, or any type of data, be that emailed. They can send physical copies, technical drawings. If it extends into CUI, then you are looking at a level 2 medium assessment. And this is what you're hearing in the news today and online. This is your 110 items. There are actually 320 separate things that you were actually attesting to throughout that process. And this is where more and more companies are going to align um, within the CMMC ecosystem. So, speaking of the ecosystem, these are the 3 levels as they sit today. Level 1, foundational. This is FCI only. Level 2, it becomes iterative. There's FCI and CUI. And level 3, or the expert level, it is future facing, and some of the highest priority and mission critical programs out there will fall into this space. Most of the DIB, or the defense industrial base, will fall into the level 2 category. Again, level 2 is FCI and CUI, and those are those 110 controls that are often mentioned. If you have a level 3 organization, you will get that understanding from your contracts again, and the organization that's running that program. All right, what kind of timeline are we looking at here? There are a lot of folks out there that are just getting started. Some still trying to get an understanding, but this has been an ongoing process for over 6 years. But officially, in late 2025, the initial implementation was rolled out, and they're starting to add the CMMC clause specifically into new contracts. If you have FCI, or you're in that level 1, that still allows for a self-attestation. There are ongoing discussions about whether or not that will need to submit an SPRS score for that level 1, but that is to be determined. And phase 2, which is rolling out this year, which is a major focus, is around the third-party certifications. So, although in 2025, C3PAOs were conducting and assessing organizations on a voluntary basis, those organizations were ahead of the game, and they are pushing forward. But the C3PAO assessments are starting to roll into contracts as a mandatory assessment, right? Again, via the contract. So, as mentioned previously, there are certain contracts that we've seen that have this mandate already written into them, that either there is a scheduled assessment to be completed, or a must be completed by and certified date written into some of these. And we'll start to see more and more of that over this year. Phase 3, TBD, as mentioned, we're getting a lot of feedback from folks. Timelines, they move up, they move down. Nothing in the government moves quickly, but we are getting there, right? This is actively moving forward. Larger focus on the level 3s and those larger assessments. Those are more process-based, a lot more detail, a handful more controls. But the biggest piece here is that DIBCAC, or the government, will be involved in doing the actual assessment portion. And DIBCAC should be following the NIST 800-171 alpha guidelines. And phase 4, tentatively scheduled for 2028, which is where this is fully embedded into all contracts, including renewals, and it is now enforced. So really, you're looking at a 3-year timeline from late or Q4 2025 into 2028. And I'd love to reiterate that CMMC is not new. This is not, an overnight requirement. They did not just spring this on us. This has been ongoing for years. And now we have a staged rollout to follow. So, what's next? Now that we have a strong understanding of the basics, in the next few videos, we'll dig a little bit deeper into what CUI actually looks like in the real world. What are we looking for? What are we searching for in our contracts to understand what we actually have to protect? How to do a basic scope on your environment. Scoping is key, and how companies can sometimes get this wrong. That's overscoping and both underscoping. So look forward to those upcoming videos in this series, and we will talk to you soon.